This video is brought to you by
Cool Green Clothing. You already know what it is. We done gone worldwide and we coming straight out of Baltimore. Go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and I assure you, you'll find something on the website right now just for you. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way. And that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For some kids, they are blessed enough to come from a 2-parent household, waking up every day to both parents showing them love and affection. And if they have siblings, most of the time, living and growing up under the same roof brings them closer. But unfortunately, for a lot of people, it doesn't always play out like that. When we conceive a child with a person, for most, they might have big dreams of making a relationship work and raising that child together. But things happen. Relationships don't always work. People move on. And I hate to say it like this, but a lot of times it creates broken homes, with one parent carrying most of the weight. Then you add to that one or both parents having another child with someone else. Now you have siblings that's growing up in different households, sometimes different environments, cities, and states. You can try to be the best parent. You can bring your kids together as much as possible, but depending on the situation, it might not play out like that. Now you have blood siblings growing up apart, and distance can create division or sometimes confusion for a child. Fortunately, whatever the parents have going on doesn't last forever. Even if they don't co-parent well, the child will eventually grow up to be a young man or woman. Now they can reach out on their own and build a relationship with their sibling and work things out from there. But unfortunately, in situations like that, the damage could already be done. Now you have sisters looking at each other as strangers or brothers that become rivals. And with that kind of thinking, situations, even between siblings, can take a crazy turn. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing the case of a man who tried to take his brother's life once, then years later, he came back and did it. Back in 2024, 27-year-old Devon Thomas was trying hard to stay positive and focused while navigating life in Baltimore. Described as cool, down to earth, a hard worker, loyal man who wanted to be there for his family and kids, as he was a father. But life had threw Devon too many curveballs and hardships to count. Let's rewind back years prior in 2014. Devon was a hopper, only a teenager when him and his older brother, at the time 25-year-old Michael Conley, got into an argument, then a fight, inside of an apartment in the 3500 block of Carriage Hill Circle in Randallstown, Baltimore County. What was supposed to be just a simple altercation between brothers got a lot deeper. Some say Michael and Devon's relationship was strained because they grew up in different homes and often didn't see eye to eye. But this day, the sibling rivalry went to a whole nother level, when after the fight, Michael upped the gun and shot his little brother. Baltimore County police arrived to the scene as people called, saying they heard shots, but Michael and Devon were both gone. Devon would go to a local hospital for treatment, and fortunately, he would survive his injuries. And not long after, his brother Michael was charged with attempted hit. He was eventually found guilty and sentenced to 10 years in prison. After the crazy situation, Devon moved on with life though. He even had kids, including a baby boy named Orion. Orion was his pride and joy. The baby boy, full of personality and life, made his father find a purpose and become a better man. Orion was stated to be a sweet little boy, who like many his age, loved to go outside, play with his friends, and was excited about starting school. But in March of 2022, things would take a tragic turn. Orion's mother was looking forward to taking a trip to Las Vegas, and Orion, just 4 years old at the time, couldn't tag along. But his mother had backup, close friends who often watched him and who the baby boy was familiar and comfortable with. She dropped Orion off in the 3900 block of Garrison Boulevard in West Baltimore with friends she thought she could trust, thinking she would see her son in just a few days. On March 6th of that year, a few days into the trip, she received a call from her friend, and it sounded a little off. They started asking weird questions, like, does Orion have asthma? Which his mother stated, you have known him his whole life. You know he doesn't have asthma. Her friend then said, well, does he sleep all day? Now getting concerned, Orion's mother stated no. Is everything okay? Her friend paused before saying, yeah, everything is good. His mother, relieved, then stated, okay, I will send the kids some money so you can get them some pizza. Her friend stated okay. But a short time later, Orion's mother received another call stating he was being rushed to a local hospital. He was unresponsive. And the situation turned into tragedy when, despite everything, paramedics couldn't find a pulse or bring Orion back. And at just 4 years old, he was pronounced gone. With his mother and other family and friends in shock, they wanted answers. But his mother's best friend, who she left her child with, was acting shaky. Fast forward some time later, the baby boy's case was labeled a homicide, as it was determined he got his hands on some methadone, a synthetic opioid that is used for pain or to stop people who were suffering from drug abuse to go through withdrawals. It seemed Orion had got his hands on it, but his mother's friend and the 3 other adults in the house, according to sources, left town, and no one was ever charged with the situation, adding pain and anger to Orion's mother and his father, Devon. But through all that, they stayed strong, and Devon kept living, working, trying to be the best version of himself while holding on to his son's memory. He even started trying to build a social media presence and become a content creator. Fast forward to 2024, Devon, despite everything he had been through, was trying to stay strong and be positive. His brother Michael was home after only serving 5 years on his sentence. It's not clear where their relationship stood, but the two would still be around each other at family functions and family members' houses. On April 11th, 2024, the brothers were together at a home in the 3400 block of Spelman Road in Cherry Hill, South Baltimore. Somewhere in the mix, early in that morning, the brothers got into another argument before shots went off. BPD was called to the location. When they responded, they found Devon suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and unfortunately, this time, he was pronounced gone at the scene. Witnesses told police he had an altercation with his big brother Michael, who was MIA. As the family was hit with another devastating blow, Orion 2 years prior, now his father Devon was gone. To make matters worse, people were saying by the hands of his own brother. A manhunt started for Michael. It would take a few months before he was tracked down to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. He was extradited back to Baltimore and charged with first-degree hit and firearm violations. As the story hit the internet, people were in shock, but people close to the situation stated it was deeper than people could ever imagine, claiming the brothers grew up separately and they really never got along. As the case started making its way to court, Michael decided to plead guilty to all charges, leaving him facing life for the hit plus another 10 years for being a convicted felon and possession of a firearm. But it's not clear how much time he received. But rest in peace to Orion and Devon. First his son, then him. This story hit me in a lot of different ways. Having a 1-year-old son, watching him grow up, I couldn't imagine getting that call Orion's mother got, or what I would have did if I was Devon. Then to turn around, trust your brother again after he shot you once, just for him to do it again. Same exact kind of situation. This time, you lose your life. That's cold. Some feel like blood doesn't make you family, and siblings beef all the time. I could see cutting off a sibling or any family member if things are not right, but to take their life is crazy. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. And also, do you have a sibling that you maybe didn't grow up with or don't get along with? If so, How do you navigate that situation? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, man, it's a terrible situation. Rest in peace, Orion. Rest in peace, his father, Devon. I definitely send my prayers to their family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all leave it in the comments. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. It's another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.